Awesome, awesome. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Coach Cam with Rise USA. Thanks for joining us today for our Grow or Go webinar. Glad you guys are able to make it. Happy Tuesday to all of you guys. Remember, we have this show every Tuesday, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then on Thursdays, we have our Rise and Thrive show as well. And let me just tell you guys this. Last week was exceptional. It was amazing. We had our Rise Business Boot Camp right here in Knoxville, Tennessee, and we had a great time with that. So for those of you guys that were able to be in attendance for that, thank you so much for being there. Heard from so many amazing speakers, some great testimonials and stories while we were there as well. And honestly, just a great time to connect with all of our clients, connect with some new faces as well, and just get an alignment together on what the goal is and what the vision is moving forward into the future. We're getting prepped up right now. Everybody just had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully you ate a lot of good food and you're getting back on track with your exercise and diet routines right now. But switching gears here, moving into December, what you should have your mind focused on right now is what are your goals for 2024? What is it that you're going to be working towards as a business, in your personal life, in your relationships, in your financial life? Like, what are your goals for 2024? What is it that you want to accomplish? What do you want to have done? What are the goals that you have set for yourself? And are your goals, are those dreams, are they too realistic? Like, are you setting big, scary goals that are going to force you and push you to actually grow? You know, we call it grow or go. Like, are you actually setting goals that are going to force you and push you to actually grow and have success? Or are you choosing things that you know are going to be easy? You know it's going to be attainable. And instead of pushing yourself to that next level to become a different version of yourself, you're, again, settling for average. You're allowing yourself to stay in the same position. We've talked about this before. If I'm in the same position a year from now that I'm in today, that's one of the scariest places to be in. If you didn't have growth in that year, that's not good. So what goals are you setting for yourself for 2024, for your business in 2024? You should be taking your time right now in December to set those goals. But you know you're going to set those goals based off your belief in yourself. So if you're writing things down, I want you to take a note right now. What is your belief in you? What's your belief in you? What's your belief in yourself and what you're able to accomplish? Right? Don't be goal focused, be potential focused. What's your potential? Are you measuring yourself based off reality? Or are you really measuring yourself based off your potential? Like, what are you actually capable of accomplishing in life? Is it really just $100,000 a year? Is it really just 10 new clients in a month? Like, what is your actual potential? Because I guarantee you, myself included, I'm talking to myself here. Like, I know I've fallen short of my potential. I know I have. I know I probably will fall short of my potential. But man, if I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I can do, and I know what I was designed for, I'm going to do everything I can to push for that. That's what I'm going after. Because I don't want a life of average. I don't want a life where I just settle for what comes my way. Like, I want to push hard. You only get one shot. You hear us talk about this all the time. One shot, one walk, one life. That's all you get. That's all you get. Are you really willing to do whatever it takes to make the best of it? How many people can you help along the way when you do that? So what are your goals? Are you making them too realistic right now? You should write down 3 different categories. Personal, professional, financial. We call this PPF. We do this with our clients. We encourage them to do this with their teams. But PPF, personal, professional, financial. You should have 3 categories right now. And over the course of December, don't try to do it all right now. Over the course of December, take time every day to just revisit that list and start writing out and planning out what those things are you want to accomplish in 2024. What do you want to achieve in your personal life? What's your health like? What's your fitness like? What are your relationships like with your family, with your friends, in your marriage, with your children? What do you want that to look like? Like, if you were able to just sit down for a second and just visualize what that's going to look like in this upcoming year, write it down on that paper. Your professional life, what do you want to accomplish? What awards do you want to achieve if there's awards that you want? What kind of money are you making? How much money is the business generating? What kind of impact do you have in your community or in your industry? Your financial goals, same thing. What kind of money do you want to make? How much money do you want to have saved? How much money do you want to have invested? And you just make this laundry list of things. And then over time, you just start narrowing it down. Okay, what's the most important? What's priority? And then you just have this list going into 2024 of what it is you want to accomplish. Like I always joke about the New Year's resolutions, right? Everybody says, I want to get fit. I want to get in shape. I'm going to get a gym membership. They're all gung-ho ready to go. And then 2 weeks in, you're back to the same people in the gym that have been there all the rest of the time. All those people that were excited, pumped up 2 weeks into the routine, they've already given up. They've already quit. They're already checked out. They've already resigned back to how they were. And they're going to wonder why they're in the same position year after year after year after year, and there's been no growth. Same thing with your finances. You say you want to have X amount of money. You say you want to have this much money saved up, or you want to be able to invest this amount, but you still have the same spending habits and you're not changing anything and you're not getting better with your discipline. You're still making the same mistakes and you're not making any more money. So you're not in a better position. You're not even in the same position. You're in a worse position. You're still buying the $6 Starbucks coffee every day because I need my coffee. And you're not making any more money. And you're wasting money in other areas instead of reinvesting your money back into you, back into your education, back into your growth, so you can acquire new skill sets that no one can take away from you. So now you can actually go make more money. Like in all of these areas, you got to reevaluate. You got to self-reflect a little bit. Because here's what happens. We talk about belief, right? I talk about what's your belief level in yourself. You gain more confidence. You gain more belief in yourself when you start accomplishing more and you start achieving more. I remember this was true for me. You know, I used to hate sales, like hate, capital H. I hated sales. Anything that had to do with selling money, like I didn't want to bother with it. I didn't want to do it. For some reason, I had a negative mindset around the idea of sales, and therefore I had a lack of confidence when it came to that area, which means I had a lack of belief in myself when it came to that area as well. So when it came time for me to take action, do you think I actually did a great job? Of course not. Because it was this thing that I feared, instead of me having the ability to go all into that and the maturity to go all into that, I would resign back. And so I wasn't getting results the way that I wanted to, which feeds right back into the belief of, oh, well, I'm not good at sales. I don't like it, blah, 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 blah. Until I switched that mindset and realized that, hey, this is an opportunity, or this is an area of weakness for me, and I can use this as an opportunity for growth. Until I made that mindset shift, I continued the same habits. Once I made that shift, guess what happened? I started going all in on it. I started having failures or setbacks, really. I learn from it. I take notes. I do it again. Have a little bit of success. Guess what? Now I got confidence. Now I do it again and again. And then I start getting more results, and I start getting bigger results. And then I start feeling more confident in it. And then I start doing it more. I start putting in the reps. Over time, you get better and better and better and better. Now my belief level is higher in my ability to be able to sell. Same is true for public speaking, right? How many people fear public speaking, talking in front of people? You know, I made a dumb decision. I feared public speaking, and I decided I wanted to go into a career as a martial arts instructor where I have to talk in front of people every single day. First time I did it, sucked. I remember my very first big event that I had to do by myself. I remember like shaking, trembling, like I was so nervous to have to talk in front of so many people. And it was probably only about maybe 100 people or so. I was shaking. I was so nervous to do it. Went out there. It was okay, but definitely wasn't good. But then over time, as I did it more and more and more, gained more confidence. My belief in myself grew. It's no coincidence. So if you're having a problem right now believing in yourself to be able to accomplish these big goals and these big targets that you're setting after, then you need to work backwards, right? Re-engineer backwards. Okay, what's the goal? What are we accomplishing? Don't lower your target. Don't lower your goal. You increase your level of action. You should never, ever, ever, in business and life, anything, should never lower your target. You should always increase your level of action. So you know what it is you're working towards. You've got a plan of how to get there. Now you take massive action to make it happen. But you've got to believe in yourself, in your product, in your company so strongly that you know that you're willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And the only way you're going to fail is if you quit. And that's true. The only way you can fail is if you give up and you quit. Even if you have a setback, as long as you get back up, you do it again. Get back up, do it again. Eventually, you'll get better and stronger, more confident. You'll start getting more results. And you get to where you want to be. So that's my challenge to you guys. Personal, professional, financial goals. What are the goals? What are the dreams? What are the targets that you're going to set after in 2024? And challenge yourself. What are your beliefs in those areas? Like, do you truly believe that you can do it and that you can have success in those areas? Do you truly believe it? Next challenge is this: making sure your goals are not too small. You need to set goals that are big and scary, just like I talked about earlier. I come from a small town in North Augusta, South Carolina, and I remember one of the goals I would write down is I wanted to be known by everybody in that little small area. Now, to me at the time, that was a big, scary goal. Big, scary goal as I was writing it down. Then as I got outside of that and I started realizing how much opportunity is really out there, I realized that goal was stupid small, very small. So then I had to change it. Grant Cardone talks about how he wants to be known by how many people are in the world now? 8 billion people, something like that. He talks about how he wants to be known by 8 billion people, and he knows it's impossible, and he knows he's probably never going to do it, but he's chasing it out. He's chasing after it anyway. Like, think about this, for example. Let's say your goal is you want to make, going back to what I talked about earlier, $100,000 a year. Let's say that's your goal, okay? I want to get to $100,000. Why not go for $1 million? Like, seriously, why not? What's the worst that happens? You try to shoot for $1 million, you fall short. It's the worst that happens. Do you think you're going to gain more confidence through that? Of course. More confidence in your abilities. Do you think you're going to make new connections through that? Of course. Are you going to have a higher belief in yourself when you surpass 100,000 by a large margin? Of course. So why not set your goals to be a lot higher than what they already are? You know, we're 10X coaches. We talk about 10X your goals. Like, as you're writing out your list right now, you should look, okay, what are my professional goals? What are my personal goals? What are my financial goals? All right, if I were to 10X that, like, that's what I want you to do is, like, sit and just think about it. Like, if I were to 10X that, I want to make $100,000 a year, and I want to 10X that. I want to make $1 million a year. What would that take? Like, what level of myself would I need to become? What version of myself would I need to become to get to $1 million a year? What new connections do I need to have? What new relationships do I need to make? What new skill sets do I need to acquire? What opportunities do I need to take advantage of? How do my daily actions affect that? Like, just sit there and just vision it out. Just think about it. Like, what would that take? Oh, by the way, there's somebody in the world that's doing it. Somebody out there is making $1 million a year. There are people out there that are making $1 million a day. Why can't you do it in a year? Why not you? You're good enough, right? So what would it take in order to get to that goal? That's what excites me. When I start thinking about things at that level, and look, it's not just money. I'm using that as an example, but it's not just money. It can be anything. But if you set goals that are that big, honestly, it should excite you a little bit. It should scare you, but it should definitely excite you a little bit. I'll tell you, if I know that that's the goal that I'm setting, man, I'm waking up every morning with a hunger and I'm going after it full force. I'm not allowing myself to take a day of rest or a day off because I've got a goal that's too big and too scary and I've got to attack it every single day. I had a coach one time, he used this phrase and it still sticks with me to this day. Like, I'm a Leo, so everything lions, I love it, right? Like, literally me and my wife, we were just in San Diego this past week, went into a gift shop. Like, I see a little wooden lion statue and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, I got to have that. I need it. But I'm a lion, and this guy used this phrase one time, this quote, and it still sticks with me to this day, and I still use it sometimes. To the degree of your hunger, you will hunt. To the degree of your hunger, you will hunt. So if you got a little tiny baby appetite, I mean, that's going to be the level of action you're taking, right? You're not going to take a lot of action. You'll allow yourself to make excuses. And again, you're going to wonder why you're in the same place a year from now that you are today. But man, if you've got a big hunger, big appetite, you're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to kill whatever you need to kill. You're going to take every opportunity that's available, and you're going to go all in to make sure that you get what you want and what you deserve. Yesterday, you guys will see a video about this soon. Yesterday, we had the opportunity to go visit a local pizza shop here. And me and my assistant Amir, we had a 30-inch pizza that we had to try to finish in 1 hour. 30 inches in 1 hour. First off, let me say, don't ever do that. That is dumb. It is stupid. I felt like crap after, right? But man, it was a challenge. It was a push. But 30-inch pizza in 1 hour. And Alex, what did we say? Amir said he was going to we were going to finish it in how long? 45 minutes. 45 minutes we're going to finish this pizza. That was the goal that Amir set, not me, by the way. He set that goal. 45 minutes to finish a 30-inch pizza. My first initial thought was, dude, you're crazy. Like, no, right? Immediately I started neglecting it. Like, this isn't going to happen. But then I figured, why not? Like, I didn't say what's the worst that could happen because I knew the worst that could happen. But why not go for it? Like, why not just try it? Let's see what happens. Sure enough, we go after it. Let me tell you, we got nowhere near close. We didn't even finish the pizza. Alex had to help us finish the slice of it. Like, we failed miserably. You guys will see that video coming out soon. But we had a big goal in front of us. It was definitely scary. We had fun in the process. And look, at least we can say we went for it. We were the first people to ever do the challenge. We talked to the owner of the shop. He said he's reached out to multiple people to take advantage of this opportunity, and nobody's ever taken him up on it. We were the first ones to do it. So even though we failed, at least we can say we did it. That's more than what everybody else can say. So let's say you do fail on your way to your goals. Let's say you fall short. At least you went for it. At least you have the courage to actually go for it. Right? You've heard the saying that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to still take action with fear, or however the saying goes. It's something like that. Right? It's not the absence of fear. It's the ability to take action facing fear. But let's say you decide to go for it. You're going to have people that are going to tell you can't do it. You're going to have people that are going to try to resign you back to average. You're going to have naysayers. You're going to have haters. It's going to happen. It's part of life. It's how you know you're going on the right journey or on the right track. But man, what's the worst that happens? Seriously, that's the level you got to think about it at. You only get one shot. Do you really believe in yourself enough to go after the big, scary goals? Or are you allowing yourself to cut yourself short? Nobody else is doing it to you. You're doing it to yourself. Are you allowing yourself to cut yourself short on the journey to your potential and what you can accomplish? I'll tell you, this thing up here, most powerful thing. You set in your mind that you can do something, you can do it. You start letting the doubt, the dream killer, the naysayers, you start letting all of that get into your mind, get in your head, affect your mind, your mindset, your mental clarity, the headspace. You allow that to start creeping in, it takes a toll. If you say you can do something, you can do it. If you start believing you can't, it's nearly impossible. So what kind of belief do you have in yourself? What kind of mindset are you developing right now? It's like a muscle. You got to work it. What kind of mindset are you developing right now in order for you to push yourself to achieve your goals and your dreams? Yes, you need accountability. Yes, you need people that are cheering you on. But let's say you don't have it. It's all on you. The only person you can bet on is yourself. So how hard are you willing to work? What are you willing to do? What new skill sets are you willing to acquire in order for you to get to where you want to be? And the reason I keep beating this in is because there's so many of us that have a belief problem right now. You have a problem believing in yourself. Whether it's the comparison, you're comparing you to somebody else. You're comparing what you have and what you've done to what somebody else has and what they do. It's a problem with social media right now. Big comparison game. And it affects a lot of us, myself included. I'll catch myself sometimes scrolling on social media. I'll see what somebody else has. I'm, man, why am I not there? I actually do it even worse. Like I'm hard on myself, super hard, to the point where it can be a negative sometimes for me. It affects me. I'll see someone 10 years older than me, 20 years older than me, having something, and I start getting down on myself. Like, man, why can't I be there yet? They're way ahead of the game than I am, but I'll still get down on myself. So like the comparison thing is real. We all face it. We all deal with it. You can't allow yourself to fall victim to that. You can't let yourself get trapped into that. So is it the comparison game? Is it somebody that just told you that something's not possible and you decided to adopt that and believe it? Like where is your belief coming from? Where's your confidence coming from? But also where's the doubt coming from as well? And again, every single day you've got to wake up with the belief and the hunger that you can do anything you set your mind to, and that you can have success, and that you can win. That's what we want for you guys. Our whole team here, we want you guys winning. We want you having success. We want you chasing after big, scary freaking goals. Like one of the goals that we have with our company is we want 100 businesses averaging $1 million a year in revenue. 100 businesses averaging $1 million a year in revenue. That's our goal for all of our clients, all the people that we work with. Like that's the goal that we have. That's $100 million net worth of businesses right there. Think about that. Think about what it would take to make that happen. Those of you guys that work with us, you're a part of that journey. You're a part of that story with us. You're a part of it. You're a part of that movement. Are you promoting what your big, scary goals and dreams are? Or are you keeping it to yourself? You know, I see, this is what I can't stand. I see this stuff on social media where they're like, oh, keep your goals and your dreams to yourself so nobody else can taint them or whatever the case may be. Like, I think that's a bunch of BS. If I put my goals out there and I tell people what I'm chasing after, if they decide they want to hate on it or naysay on it or whatever, that's on them. That's not me. Don't allow what somebody else says affect you that much. They're living their life, you're living yours. Make your goals public. Tell people what you're chasing after. Because if anybody wants to come at you for it, it's not a you problem, that's a them problem. By the way, we tell kids that when it comes to school, if somebody's bullying you, it's more of a reflection on how they think about themselves than it is about you. You'll say that to kids, but you won't believe it yourself as an adult. You'll allow what people say to you affect your belief in yourself. It's the same thing. So make your goals public. Tell people what you're chasing after. Every day, like do it. Don't be afraid of it. You shouldn't be embarrassed of your goals. If you're embarrassed of what your goals and your dreams are, maybe they're not the right goals and dreams for you. If you're embarrassed to tell people what you're chasing after, maybe it's actually not the right thing for you. You should be so 100% sold on what you're chasing after in life that it doesn't matter what anybody else says, because you know what you were built for, you know what you were meant for, you know what your purpose is in life, and you're going to chase after it. Which brings me to the last thing. What's the purpose of your goals? What is the purpose of it? Don't just say, I want to make $1 million a year. Because in reality, there's a reason why you want to make $1 million a year. Is it because there's a certain trip you want to take? Is it because you want to be able to provide for your family in a certain type of way? Like every goal, every target, every dream you set, it has a reason behind it. It does. So what's the purpose of your goals? Once you write them out and you lay them out, start doing the self-reflection thing that I talked about. Okay, now why? This is a game I like to play all the time. Like why? All right, I want to make $100,000 a year. Great. Why? Oh, I want to own 50 businesses one day. Great. Why? Oh, I want to get in better shape. I want to have better fitness. I want to have a better healthy lifestyle. Okay, great. Why? If you don't have a why attached to it, the what doesn't matter. You don't have a why attached to your what, it doesn't matter. So what do you want? What are you chasing after? Is it big enough? And are you tied in on why you want it? Why it's important to you? Take the next month while we're going in December. Take this time to reevaluate what your goals are. If you don't even know what your goals are, then that's step number one, is you need to get the goals. But you got to have a vision. You have to know what you're working towards. You need to know what it is you're chasing after in life, and it needs to be so big that you're pulling people along with you to get there. Other people have to be built up and have success to help you get there as well. You got to be sold on your mission, on your purpose every day. We talk about don't be paycheck driven, be purpose driven. What's your purpose? What's your why? What are you chasing after? And what are you willing to do to make it happen? Look, and we're here to help you guys, whatever it takes. Our team is here to be a resource for you, to give you the education, the knowledge, the tools, the backup, the support. We're here to help you guys. You should join our public Facebook group if you're not a part of it yet. It's called Rise and Thrive. It's an online community on Facebook where we just post content in there to encourage you. Some are educational, some are more tactical, some are just shout outs or testimonials, but we use that group so that way you can have a network of people together that are all pushing for each other to have more success. We would love to have you guys part of that group. Reach out to our coaches, myself, Aaron, Travis. Reach out to us. Let us be in your corner. Let us be your support to help you get to where you want to be. If you're having a problem clarifying what your goals are, what your dreams are, reach out to us. Let us help you. Let us give you the tools that you need in order to have success, because our goal is to make sure that you win. That's what we're motivated by. When we see your wins, when we see your successes, man, we celebrate it. We love it, and we want more of it. 100 businesses generating $1 million in revenue annually. That's crazy. Even as I say it out loud right now I question it. Why not 1,000? Why not 1,000 businesses? So get your goals, make sure they're big enough, make sure you're ready to do whatever it takes to get there, and then make sure you understand the why behind it, the reason and the purpose, and go after it every day. Because to the degree of your hunger, you will hunt. So in order for you to get to where you want to be, you either got to grow into a new version of yourself, or maybe it's time for you to go. Love you guys. Have a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you soon.